gosh. Come on! Fuck it, fuck it, fuck it. I'm Cassey. Hello. Yeah. It's been a while since I vlogged. The reason why I'm doing this right now, or you're watching this right now, is because I came across a video recently from someone I follow on Tumblr. It inspired me in a way that I should take pride in my process of what I did, how I did it, and who I told. And I bet you're probably assuming, if you follow me for a while, this is my coming out story. The people who are around that I've told are still here, they still love me, I still love them, and I should take pride in that. I should take pride that I have a very, very good support structure from the people I love. I knew I liked girls since I was like 5. It's a young age, but at the time I didn't know what it was. I just knew that I liked to be around the other girls. I liked to play games with them. I liked sleepovers. And yeah. It's one of those things that when you're young, and the girls always play with the girls, the boys always play with the boys, and it was like gross even like being around each other. No one ever picked out the fact that I liked playing tag a lot, and I like to wrestle a lot, and hug and cuddle. And at that age, that's totally normal. Is that normal? I don't know if that's, I don't know actually. I was just a little gay girl, and everybody was gay too, because, so it was like that until I hit, I believe, middle school. I would go to school and hang out with my friends, and they'd tell me, like, I would learn of the gay community, what a lesbian was, what being gay was, what being straight was, what was being bisexual, transsexual, asexual, other sexuals that I cannot recall at the moment. I learned of those descriptions, those sexual orientations, and though I've become accustomed of what it meant, I began to consider applying it to myself. I began to put a label or a definition of how I felt when I was with other girls. I was confused. At that time, I went to a church in which did not agree with same-sex marriage. It was not accepted where I attended, and it was very common for most of the people of that congregation to not agree with anything that had to do with anything other than a man and a woman together. Because of the way they spoke, it made me feel like I was sick or demented, or it just made me feel horrible. I just hated myself so much because I felt like I was doing something wrong, that I was committing a sin. I felt that way for a while, and then I entered high school, and I began to take initiative in doing my own research. Things have been put out of context. Everybody stands for something different, and ultimately, I've learned that it's not a bad thing. I can't help it. The sad part was that when I try to fight the urges, the feelings I have for the other girls around me, it made me sick. It hurt me so much more because I was constricting myself of who, or a part of me that needed to be there, that needed to be acknowledged. Fighting it and hiding it brought me down so much at that time. And I've learned that it's not a bad thing, that it's okay. I decided to tell my best friend about how I felt my sophomore year. First friend I told officially. I told her, and she's still my best friend. She's still there for me whenever I need her. She's still the one person I look to for support, and I am still, I'm so lucky that she was there. I've never ever experimented physically. You don't need to experiment physically or emotionally with either gender to know what you like or who you like. You know know for sure when it becomes an argument with your own self, if that makes any sense at all. After telling my best friend, I felt like I could tell the world. I shouldn't be ashamed with my friends, I feel, and if I told them, I would be more at home with myself. Eventually, they all knew throughout high school I was happier with who I was, but there's still that thought at the back of my mind of my family. Even though I felt so sure with myself of who I was or how I felt with other people, the girls, I didn't feel complete unless if my family knew. Well, after I graduated high school, I told my older sister, and she was the first to know. I took her to a tea shop. I was scared that if I would tell her in person alone, that she would ask me a bunch of ridiculous questions. She didn't. And she wasn't mad, she wasn't sad, she was just processing. That's the best word I could give. Processing. As a child, I did everything a boy would do. Played sports, played with girls. I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch of straight girls who do those things, but I mean, like, at least the question would come across your mind, right? And it did for her. It was one of those things that she pushed at the back of her head. She just wanted me to end up at what she considered normal. Overall, she accepted me still, and she still sees me the same way, and she still loves me, and I'm so blessed. So blessed. A week later, I told my sister Desiree. I told her, and she guessed within 10 minutes. She has a lot of gay friends. In fact, a couple of her best friends are gay, and I guess her gaydar was pretty much on point. It was like whatever. After that, there was no awkward moments. She didn't even need a process. She was just like, okay. I think she knew all along too. I told my dad about 2 weeks after at a restaurant, D&D's. Oh God. It took him a long time to take in the information. I was his baby girl. I still am. I'm his youngest one. I had a special place in his heart. He always tells me. There's moments when he questions it, but he knows that I'm gonna do whatever I feel. But it was funny because the waitress we had that night she was really cute. Hey, how you doing? She and I would talk a lot and laugh and joke around with her a lot because I guess we went to high school together, or that we had mutual friends. And after I told my dad, the information of our interaction with my interaction with that waitress, it connected, and he noticed I was flirting. So she came back like 5 minutes later, and he was still in shock. And she was like, "Hi, would you guys like anything else today?" And then my dad looks at her, and looks at me, then looks at her, and he looks down. And I say, no, we're good. I think you can go ahead. I think we're good. Dad, no, okay, yeah, he's good. What? No, my dad still loves me still, and he still sees me as the same. I mean, like, if anything, it was the most awkward part was like the waitress, but it's okay because I gave her a good tip. I gave her like $5. I have yet to tell my mom still. So when I do that, I'll let you know. I don't really know. She's a more conservative or old-fashioned one of the family. She is still pretty much out of contact with the current day world. I mean, I just taught her how to use YouTube recently, and that was the longest 40 minutes of my life. I think I made this longer than it needed to be, but I feel like details are necessary. Yeah.